Hi guys, welcome to Single, Married, Separated, Divorced and Single Again. And for me, Jehovah, I always say that ready to mingle because I believe in love. I have not given up on marriage. But as my little niece said last time, accidentally married again. I believe in marriage. I believe in love. I love love. I don't know how that sounds like. Anyway, I don't know whether we should change the channel to, instead of saying single again, to now married again. But because the originality was actually to teach on dating, kind of like dating tips, and even in marriage, how to keep yourself, and like how, especially for a bold woman like me, how to kind of submit to your husband, because sometimes that's difficult. But what I'm learning also is that it depends on what kind of man you marry to. If you marry to somebody who know how to handle you, actually it's very easy to submit. And also when you are loved a different kind of way. I don't want to say loved because most people say when you are loved the right way. I don't want to say that because I think people love differently, and sometimes what you think is the wrong way is actually their own right way. So I would say if you are loved differently, and that differently is maybe your love language, it's kind of like work out. So without wasting any time, today we are actually going to do a reaction on Love is Blind season 7 from episode 1 to 11. And I'm gonna kind of use another, like from another channel. I'm gonna use some, like kind of, I would say extract from a channel that I usually watch here and then. I love the way the guy kind of put the drama out there, and it's called Bachelor Fantake, but I'm gonna put the link below. So without wasting any time, I think you need to hear what's going on. The drama is quite, and I don't even want to call this season dramatic. I think it's just completely, I don't even know what kind of way to use for it, but it's crazy. You're gonna hear the story, the bad, the ugly and the worse, the good and the ugly and the. Anyway, without wasting any time, yeah, let's get started. So I hope this video won't be longer than our usual videos. We want to keep our videos to like max 15 minutes, but we don't always succeed because there's so many things and so many tips to share, right? Anyway, welcome back. My name is Jehovah, and as I say, today we're gonna kind of go into like season 7, Love is Blind season 7, episode 1 to 11. It's a lot. Obviously one episode is like an hour, so we're gonna have to squeeze it in just so that you just know the basic, so that you can go and watch it. Anyway, without wasting any time, I'm gonna actually put the videos of Bachelor Fantake as I told you, and you're gonna probably find it dramatic. The guy, the way he described it, it's so dramatic. But then I'm gonna come back and kind of go into my own reaction, because there's some things that maybe we are not putting the same way. So let's take a look at that, and then we can come back.
Little flapper-themed pod stars get together at a bar. But of course, before this party can even start, there's yet again an out-of-the-blue argument. This time with...
I just want to make it incredibly clear that if other women from your past are talking to you, you're just shutting it down.
Yeah. No. Saw it this morning. I didn't know how to react. I just liked the message, and then I literally did not think about it the rest of the day. Wait.
So now even these two are arguing, as apparently Garrett's ex texted him and he liked it, saying he didn't know how to react. First, they then divide everyone into guys and girls tables, and the guys are all laughing and joking, while the women look over like...
I hate their joy right now. Yeah.
These dudes are talking whatever while the women are left to list off all the turmoil they've been through so far.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys.
Well, what's your shit?
Ashley told me. Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
And then we start to see more people arrive. Then Nick goes off with Katie, where Katie quickly apologizes for assuming Nick was this stereotype of the football player she usually goes on dates with, and as a result, didn't give him a chance.
I know you gave me goosebumps.
You gave me goosebumps.
Alright there, R.L. Stein. These two are ones to watch for the reunion. Unless, of course, Nick and Hannah actually say yes, but, I mean, come on. These two actually ending up together? So while Katie goes on to explain that she didn't think Nick was quite there on a maturity level, but she thinks he's a really good person and is, quote, the total package, Hannah is over here talking through more of their troubles.
I haven't had sex with a lot of people, but the people that I've had sex with,
Their issue right now is back with Garrett and Taylor, cause Taylor is still reeling from their argument, which only gets worse when Garrett brings it up to Ashley and Tyler with some new information.
Did you say anything back?
No, I just lied and said it was all okay. I was like, oh no,
You
I'm sorry.
responded?
I'm sorry.
This is different.
I didn't tell you this, but I met someone, I'm engaged, and basically, like, I don't think we should continue sending messages, and I hope you have a great life.
Okay, so one, absolutely weird that he said he didn't respond, but he did. However, two, the response he did give was, I'm engaged, let's not talk anymore, have a nice life. He even gives her permission to look at his phone, which is a far cry from someone with real guilt that we've seen, like...
Were you guys texting today?
No,
You weren't texting today. Okay, let me see your phone.
I deleted the message.
Of course you did.
Garrett starts trying to explain himself.
But you're saying, like, there's a difference between just liking it and actually responding with words. Like, I didn't think there was a difference there. And I'm sorry, and I missed that.
So yes, the omitting of the response was weird, and she's defensive for a reason. She's also been cheated on in the past. But I just feel like the facts of his actual response are being a bit lost here. Like, if I were in this situation, I think that response would reassure me. However, I agree, the omission and the fact that he didn't bring this up much earlier in the day is rough. I don't know, maybe he was scared? Ultimately though, emotions are on high right here, and the next day, everything is fine again, because guess what? They did the thing that healthy couples do. They went home and communicated. They talked for a long time through the night, cleared the air, and ultimately got back to a good place. Which is the opposite of what Nick and Hannah do.
What conversation did you have with Katie?
Just
You just don't know.
My best friend in the whole wide world and my fiance are talking, and you guys are giggling, having the best time of your life.
But here's how we see where Hannah is immature. Cause this is all embellishment. Like, she's way more mature in some things, but we often look at maturity the same way we look at intelligence. Like it's a black or white thing with no shades of gray. You're either mature or not. You're either intelligent or not. But it's so much more complicated than that. You could be a really good doctor, but don't know how to zest a lemon. Does that make you stupid? No. Hannah is way more mature when it comes to household responsibilities or stocks, but the embellishment stuff, the not quite facts from the Mexico trip talking about that lady and the duckies, it's all shades of gray. I even think her calling Katie her best friend might be an embellishment to make her statement even stronger, cause we'll meet her actual friends later.
it meant nothing to me.
You said the person you need closure with is Katie.
I didn't need closure. I didn't
That's
say
what you
that.
said.
I didn't say I
What
need
did you
closure.
say?
Alright, so before the party, he did say that at first, but then he corrected that and said he didn't need closure.
Is there anyone you want closure with, Nick?
It might be Katie. You know, we matched up the first couple days, and at that time, I was interested in her, and then I just never saw her again. It's not like I need closure, but, you know, it's a simple conversation.
So this is where I'm frustrated. I'll explain it. Katie, best friend in the world. Today, when you tell me that Katie is someone that you're intrigued to see.
I wasn't intrigued to see her.
Again, another embellishment. I don't know if it's that Hannah builds up insecurities in her mind and then they start to meld into reality as she obsesses on them, but we're gonna mark this statement as misleading. Also, why do I feel like I'm having to fact check this relationship? At this point, part of me's terrified that Hannah's about to come out and say,
The rules were that
The
you guys
economy,
weren't going to
we're-
fact check, and since you're fact checking me, I think it's important to say what's actually going on.
Were you guys talking about how f***ing fabulous I am, or were you f***ing talking about your past
are we
relationships?
mature enough at this age?
Are you mature enough, Nick? Because I taught you f***ing everything that you f***ing know. I turned into a boy into a f***ing man.
Okay, yep, now we're back to just being cruel.
I literally have
turn
done
me
everything for
into
you.
a boy
Literally
to a
everything
man.
for me. I think you're literally the most fabulous person in the world. Literally.
Yes, and let's throw some emotional manipulation in there too. You're not mature, you're a boy, I did everything, I turned you into a man. I think you're also the most fabulous person in the world.
She's the worst. She's the worst person in the world.
So it's at this point that I recommend an immediate break. For many reasons, but one of them is that Hannah then says, I'm a fun-ass person, but around you, that hasn't come out. Even my parents are saying that I wasn't fun. And it made me think of something Miss Rachel posted, because I have 2 toddlers now, and this is what my algorithm on my socials leads me to. Listen to the way she talks about meeting her husband.
I knew he was my soulmate because I fell madly in love with him, but I also fell in love with who I am when I'm with him. He never dimmed my light, he set it ablaze.
It was the way she felt about herself while with him. That's it. That's the deal. Regardless of who's more in the wrong,
So I think you probably got an idea of what's going on. He talked about a lot of things. But personally for me, let me start with, I don't think he mentioned, so there was Leo who was connecting with Hannah, and also I think, oh my god, is that lady's name? I don't remember her name. They were kicked out because for me it feels like Leo and that lady, what's her name? Oh my god, I'm gonna probably put it on like on the screen. I think they wanted to stay in the show because I think they were not that into each other. In fact, Leo was actually into Hannah. Like the previous day, he was like crying. Like he was so dramatic the previous day. And all of a sudden, when Hannah say, oh no, I'm clicking with somebody else, all of a sudden now apparently, oh, he's now into the other lady. And the other lady, okay, so I remember the lady's name, Brittany. But I feel like Leo and Brittany actually wanted to just stay in the show, but I'm happy that the producer probably realized that and they kicked them out so they didn't go to Mexico. Anyway, let me start with my worst, like any man worst nightmare. Hannah, I don't know, like we had a lot of like ladies that were kind of like worst when it comes to like this season. There was Jessica in the first season. There was, I think, what's her name? Okay, there was Micah and, her friend. Micah has actually changed when, she joined. Is it Marriage at First Sight? I don't know. She joined another show. I don't remember. Anyway, but I'm telling you, Hannah will make those girls look like just normal mean girls, like normal high school mean girls or whatever you call them. You know those mean girls in high school that just want to put other girls down and all that. But Hannah is worse. Like Hannah literally put Nick down from A to Z. Like I feel like most people, like I think women who actually side with Hannah, either you have been like traumatized in a relationship and you're taking that on men. Because the other thing is also something that I can personally relate to is that I've seen, and this is a thing, we always say that men has egos, but I realize women have worse egos. This is the problem. So I've seen that when a woman realizes that the man they are not into her or whatever, you now want to put that man down. And I'm talking from like an experience of like in general that I've seen with women. For me personally, like I feel like if the man is not into you, it doesn't mean like he's not a good man. He can be a good man for another person. Because the thing is, we need to know that relationships are not kind of like, for example, let me say 3 girls are in love with one man. Do you think God is going to give him to who? Probably, you know what I mean? So relationship is not about, and I think that's a problem because women expect not to be, I think they expect to be wanted, and that's good. You can be desired. I feel like I want a man who not only loves me, but a man who desires me, a man who are literally crazily attracted to me. I think I'm definitely very fortunate. I have been finding myself having men who are literally attracted to me. And so when it comes to that, I am blessed and highly favored. But let's go to Hannah. So Hannah put Nick down from A to Z. Like, apparently he's immature. Okay, to a certain level, maybe Nick is immature, but Katie came in. Like, Katie was also somebody who connected with Nick in the pot. As you know, love is blind, is people connecting without seeing each other. I feel like Hannah was actually disappointed when she saw Nick physically, and that is a problem. Don't go to love is blind when you know that one of your main thing is actually kind of a physical, like you want a man who's handsome. Like me personally, I don't really know whether I can kind of go to a love is blind thing, because yes, I love the emotional connection, but I have to be honest, I want a man who is attractive, who is handsome, who takes care of himself. But I feel like when it comes to love is blind, you will eventually, like, I think they choose people that are kind of good on looks as well, even though they have good personalities. But sometimes you can you can get somebody like in the previous like the Love is Blind UK, we found, was it Mike? The guy that was like with is it, oh my god, let me not even go there, go to my previous reaction or whatever on Love is Blind UK. So Hannah is like I don't even think this is what we call, I remember one of my pastor preaching that some women are not wise, they're actually knives. I think Hannah is a knife, she's a monster, she's just completely, and the thing is, she's judging a 28-year-old staying with his parents. I don't feel, if you're 28 and you're not married and your parents can afford for you to stay with them, why not save? Especially nowadays, people stay with their parents to save. So I don't understand why she's going on about, and she doesn't have a job. She actually quit her job to be on the show. So right now she's jobless, and she's apparently thinking that Nick, just because Nick cannot make macaroni, okay, I understand, like, maybe Nick not being able to make pasta or whatever, and maybe it's not that he doesn't know how to do it. Maybe it's because he doesn't know how to do it according to the Hannah standard. But that girl, and I think allowing your friends to talk down on your men. And I was listening to Hannah's mom. She was saying, like, I love that woman, because she was saying that it doesn't matter whether who doesn't like him or whatever. If you love someone, you go. So with Hannah, she has decided that she doesn't want Nick, and I think it has to do more with the physical appearance, all the other things. And you know what happened? I wanted Nick to have a comeback, actually, like to say, I don't, at the altar, but she was pretty smart. She's smart, because I feel like the reason she actually says she doesn't want to go to the altar is because she knew that after what she put Nick through, unless he's very, like, I don't even want to say stupid, like, there's no way that guy was gonna say yes. Anyway, let's not even waste time on Hannah, because that mean girl, I don't even know, like, what's wrong with her. I think she herself has problems, and this is the problem with women. We put that on them, on the good men. Like, Nick is a good man. Come on, let's take it. Nick is a good man. I might not well, it has nothing to do with, like, even, but I can date Nick for his character, to be quite honest. And I don't think he's not handsome. I think he's handsome. He's probably just not my type, but he is a handsome guy. Anyway, let's move to Ashley and Taylor. So this guy, I feel like if he, like, there was a place where Ashley asked him, have you seen the children, or have the children seen you? Because he has 3 kids. Yes, he was a donor and all that, or a spend donor or whatever. But I think for him to have the audacity to lie just like that and say that, no, that's terrible. I mean, personally, me, if you have 10 children and you're proud of them, I will love you. I actually love a man who loves children. Because I love children. I'm crazy about children. I don't care whether it's, like, I just love children. It has nothing to do whether I will love my husband's children or will love his children. I just love children in general. So, I love a man who are loving towards children. I mean, you know, men are different. They're the strict ones and so on. And I don't have a problem with the ones that are strict. Like Jamaican men are so, oh my God, I've seen them in salon, how they act, you know, towards him. Maybe with my son, when I take him there to cut his hair and so on, I'm like, oh my God, Jamaican men are too strict. But in general, I love a man who's very gentle with the children. I'm not saying that there's no firmness and so on, but I love a gentleman when it comes to, like, I want somebody who's gentle with the kids and so on, because I'm not so much of a strict parent. And I know people who say, oh no, but if you both are the same, whatever, but you know, eventually children will do, will, like, you know what, I always say that we help God raise the children, but eventually God raised them. So this guy rely on national television that he has not seen the children and they have not seen him. And I'm like, what the heck is that supposed to mean? So then we have Taylor and Garrett. I love Garrett. I could date him if I wanted to date a white guy. He's very kind, he's gentle, but he omit. And I feel like I don't want to kind of approve that and say that's okay, but I think men and women see things differently. So a woman, for example, Taylor see that as like a very big threat. And I think I understand, because we are 2 weeks, we just know each other for 2 weeks. We are about to get married and you omit information. Okay, so a girl that he was talking to before he obviously came to the port, send him a message, and he actually replied, say, oh no, I'm with somebody else. I don't want us to be in contact again, blah, blah, blah. But instead of saying that, he actually said that I just, you know, like the message or something like that. And then in front of, you know, when he's in front of other people, they were sitting with, I think, Ashley and whoever, then he admitted on actually answering, and then she lost it. But I feel like she lost it two-way, like she was too dramatic. I'm not saying that. I think a relationship should be open, like with everything. But I feel like sometimes men are kind of afraid to be open at the beginning. I think it might be a kind of a defense of like, oh, is she still going to date me and so on? Because maybe there's some things that, I don't know whether if Ashley knew in the port, for example, that, you know, like Taylor like has 3 children that he might have a relationship with or whatever, whether she would have still, you know, dated him. But now, is it your decision to actually withhold that truth just so that the person can say yes? And then, like, I don't know. Me personally, I actually prefer a relationship where you tell me things brutally, because I cannot judge you based on your past. Your past is your past. Just like my past is my past. Everybody has their own past. So for me, I just want everything on the table. Don't tell me that you don't want to tell me because you're protecting me, because I don't want to be protected in that kind of way. I want to know the truth, and I have to make my own decision based on the truth presented. But oh my God, she lost it. She was so dramatic. But anyway, they solved it, and now we are obviously, I don't know, I'm just curious to know whether they're gonna get married tomorrow. Today is the 22nd as I'm doing this video. So tomorrow is when they're gonna say the I do, and then I'm gonna come back with another video. And then we have Marissa and Ramsey. I don't know, I love them for each other, hey? Most people are complaining that this guy looks like this, maybe he's gay or whatever, like. So yeah, like I love them for each other. I don't know, I feel like they kind of, I don't know, I know that Marissa, is it Marissa? I think so. She's so bumbling. I think she's like me, like very, very like, oh my God, overly. But I don't think do I do that much? Oh my Lord. Anyway, but I think I love them for each other. You know, one of the things that I can share with you is this. People have said in the past, opposite attracts. And I think that makes me to lose a good man in the past. Thank God, God is faithful. And now we are eventually together. Because me and my husband, we are like identical twins, completely. Like, honestly speaking. And we have okay, I think the little part where we are different is where, like, for example, when it comes to like the way he responds to people and the way I respond to people, I'm kind of wild. He's like take it easy, Jehovah, breathe. You don't have to respond. And I'm like, what? This guy, the way he responds to things, like even things where he's unfairly, talked about and just put down and so on, he is so, I don't know, like it's like it's a surprise that somebody can actually be that way. I've never met somebody who's like that, who respond that way. So I'm learning a lot, and I think I realized that in a relationship sometimes there's these things where you complement each other, but also you learn from each other and you make each other better. I'm not there yet because I'm very responsive. I love defending. Most of the time it's not about myself. If you touch me, you can get away with murder, but don't touch my kids. Don't touch people I love. Don't touch Pastor E. She's one of those people. Don't touch Aliyah. Like, there's just certain people that if you touch them, you got the lioness in me awake. Anyway, but otherwise, I'm a good girl. Like, you can, I'm kind of cool, I'm actually one of those people, like, I don't start first, but if you start, that would not end well. Because you know what? I'm a Christian, but I'm a no-nonsense Christian. So don't come and say that, oh no, you are a Christian, Jehovah, and all that. Anyway, we are coming to the end of it. So without wasting any time, please, guys, like, subscribe, and push that notification button so that every time we load a new video, you are updated. From me, Jehovah, bye, guys. Take care.